The rooftop of Meridian Tower smelled like rain that had not decided to fall yet. Chicago stretched out below like a mood board nobody asked for. Skyscrapers lit up gold and blue, traffic humming 40 floors down like a heartbeat the city could not quiet. Zara was sitting cross-legged on the ledge of the maintenance platform, back against the water tank, earbuds in but nothing playing. She wore a washed-out rust-orange oversized bomber jacket with a small iron-on patch of a crescent moon on the left sleeve, a white-ribbed fitted tank underneath, wide-leg cream linen pants rolled at the ankle, and beat-up tan suede mules. Her braids were twisted up into a loose top knot held by a scrunchie she had found in her own jacket pocket and forgotten about. A worn canvas tote sat beside her, slightly open. She was not supposed to be up here. Her shared loft was 2 floors below. But her best friend had invited 6 people over without telling her, and Zara needed quiet the way a phone needs a charger. Desperately and without negotiation. So she climbed. Rooftop. Nobody ever came to the rooftop after 10 p.m. She had her journal open in her lap, pen scratching fast, pages filling with things she never said out loud. A list that took up half a page. Names of people who had let her down. Her own name at the top. Then the wind moved. The journal lifted off her knees like it had somewhere better to be and skidded hard across the concrete platform, pages flipping open to everything raw and unfiltered she had written in the last 4 months. She scrambled to her feet, but someone else was already there. He had come through the rooftop access door without making a sound. He crouched and caught the journal before it cleared the edge. He was tall, maybe late 20s, wearing a fitted deep navy half-zip pullover with the sleeves pushed to his forearms, slim dark gray trousers with a subtle texture, and pristine white leather sneakers that had no business being on a rooftop. His hair was faded close on the sides, a little longer on top, slightly tousled like he had run a hand through it recently. His face was the kind that looked like it had been through something and come out sharper for it. He stood up. Looked at the open page. Then looked at her. She crossed the space between them in 3 steps and snatched the journal from his hands. "That's private," she said. "I know," he said. His voice was low and unhurried, like someone who had learned not to waste words. She stared at him. "You read it." He did not deny it. "1 line. By accident." "Which line?" He was quiet for exactly 2 seconds. "The one with your name at the top of the list." Zara's chest did something she did not have language for. "Who are you?" she said. It was not really a question. "Ren," he said. "I own the building." She found out his name on a Tuesday and Googled it before she even got back to her loft. Ren Ashford. 29. Founder and CEO of Ashford Holdings, one of the fastest-growing real estate development firms in the Midwest. Forbes had called him methodical. Someone on Reddit had called him a ghost in a suit. There were almost no personal photos. One interview from 3 years ago where he had answered every question without giving anything real away. She closed the tab. The next morning she found a folded note slid under her loft door. Just a floor number. 40, and a time. 8 a.m. She told herself she would not go. She went. The 40th floor was nothing like the rest of the building. It was sparse and deliberate. Floor-to-ceiling windows facing the lake. A long concrete desk with 1 laptop and 1 coffee cup. Books stacked with the spines facing inward like he did not want anyone to know what he was reading. Ren was standing at the window when she walked in. He had on a charcoal oversized crewneck sweatshirt, dark straight-cut trousers, and the same white sneakers. He looked like someone who did not dress to impress anyone. Just to feel like himself. Zara wore a fitted forest green long-sleeve top, baggy medium-wash jeans with a frayed hem, white low-top Converse, and small gold hoops. Her braids were down this time, falling past her collarbone. "I'm not here to talk about the journal," she said before he could open his mouth. "I know," he said. He turned away from the window. I want to offer you the empty studio on the 22nd floor. Rent-free. 3 months. She blinked. Why? You need space to work. I have space. That's not a reason, that's a transaction. Yes, he said simply. I like clean transactions. She studied him. What do you get out of it? Something shifted in his expression. Just barely. Company, he said. The word landed strange. Like it had weight he had not meant to put on it. You own a building full of people, she said. I know. The silence between them was not empty. It was the kind that had things in it. 2 months, she said. And you never mentioned the journal again. Done, he said. She should have asked more questions. She did not. 6 weeks later, Zara had filled 3 new journals. The 22nd floor studio became the place where everything made sense. Morning light hit the windows at an angle that felt like it was designed specifically for thinking too hard about your own life. She wrote. She sketched. She started the project she had been avoiding for 2 years, a personal essay collection about growing up watching the women in her family love people who were not careful with them. Ren brought her coffee sometimes. He would knock twice, leave the cup outside the door, and walk away. She started leaving the door cracked open. Then one evening he stayed. He sat on the floor against the wall, legs stretched out, reading something on his phone. She sat across the room doing the same. They did not talk for 40 minutes. It was the most comfortable Zara had felt around another person in years, and that terrified her more than anything. You never ask me anything, she said finally. He looked up. You'd tell me if you wanted me to know. Most people don't work like that. I know, he said. Most people are exhausting. She laughed. An actual laugh, not a polite one. He smiled. Small and brief, like he was rationing them. That was the first turning point. The moment she stopped pretending she was not paying attention to him. The second came 3 days later. She was leaving the building when she overheard 2 people in the lobby. A woman in a sharp blazer talking on the phone in a low voice. Zara only caught pieces. Development deal. Tenant displacement. 22nd floor. The name of Zara's neighborhood from her childhood on the south side. She stopped walking. She took the elevator back to 40. Ren was at his desk. He looked up and read her face immediately. What did you just hear? He said. Tell me you're not demolishing the south side block on Calumet, she said. Tell me that's not your project. He held her gaze for a long moment. And said nothing. My grandmother's church is on that block, Zara said. Her voice stayed level but her hands were not. She has been in that congregation for 31 years. Zara. Tell me I'm wrong. I can't, he said quietly. The room felt like it lost oxygen. The studio, she said. Was that to keep me quiet? Keep me close while you figured out if I was going to be a problem? No, he said. Fast. The first time she had ever heard urgency in his voice. But she was already at the door. She did not go back for 5 days. On the 6th day she got a call from her grandmother, Miss Opal, who had a voice like warm bread and news like a closed fist. The city had approved the development project. Residents had 30 days to contest. Zara sat on her loft floor for a long time after that call. Then she opened her laptop and started writing. Not the essay collection. Something sharper. A public piece. Names, documents, a timeline. She had spent 2 years as a researcher before she quit to write full-time. She still knew how to find things. She published it that night. It moved fast. By the next morning, Ashford Holdings was trending in Chicago media. Ren's name was attached to 3 think pieces about gentrification and corporate silence. She thought she would feel righteous. She felt sick. Because she had used details she only knew from being in his building. From his world. From the nights he brought her coffee and trusted her with proximity, even if he had never said so out loud. Her phone rang. She looked at the screen. "Run." She answered. "I deserved it," he said. No anger. No edge. Just that low, honest voice that cost him something every time he used it. "But there's something you don't know. I need you to come hear it. Not for me. For Calumet." She stared at the wall. "Why would I come?" she said. "Because you actually care about the truth," he said. "And what I'm about to tell you changes what you published." She closed her eyes. 1 hour, she said. The 40th floor looked different at night. Smaller somehow. More human. Ren was standing at the window again, but he turned the moment she walked in. He looked like he had not slept. His sweatshirt was wrinkled. That alone said everything because Ren did not do wrinkled. "The project was not mine originally," he said. "I inherited it when I acquired a smaller firm 8 months ago. The Calumet block was already in the deal. Locked in with city contracts I could not dissolve without defaulting on 15 other affordable housing developments I had already funded." Zara felt something cold move through her. "If you walk away from Calumet, you lose the others," she said slowly. 12 buildings. Across 4 neighborhoods. 460 units of below-market housing that don't get built if I default. "So someone set you up," she said. "Or I made a bad acquisition without reading deep enough," he said. "Either way. It's my name on it. Why didn't you tell me?" "Because the night you asked me," he said, "I was still trying to find a way out that didn't cost anyone else more than they could afford. And I didn't want you to look at me the way you're looking at me right now." The silence sat heavy and honest between them. "There's a way," she said finally. "If we go public with the full picture. Not just the Calumet piece. The whole thing. The original firm. The contracts. You take the transparency hit and the city gets pressure to renegotiate. That puts my entire portfolio at risk," he said. "I know. You'd help me," he said. Not a question. Like he could not quite believe it. "I'd help Calumet," she said. He nodded once. Same thing. They both knew it was not the same thing. They both let it go anyway. The story Zara published the following week was different from the first one. It was longer. More complicated. It named the original firm, traced the contract history, and laid out exactly what was at stake on both sides. It was the kind of piece that did not let anyone be simply a villain or simply a victim. Editors called it brave. Her grandmother called it confusing. One city council member called it inconvenient, and that felt like the highest compliment. The city agreed to renegotiate. Calumet was not demolished. The 12 affordable housing developments moved forward. Ren took a financial hit that was not small. He did not talk about it. She found out through the numbers, which she had learned to read by then. 3 weeks after the renegotiation was finalized, she went back to the rooftop. She did not have her journal this time. She just stood at the edge and looked out at Chicago doing what Chicago always did, existing loudly, refusing to be only one thing. She heard the access door open behind her. She did not turn around. "I'm leaving the building," she said. "Found a studio in Pilsen. Real lease. Paying for it myself." "Okay," he said. "I'm not saying that to hurt you. I know." She turned around. He was wearing a simple black zip-up jacket, dark jeans, clean sneakers. He had his hands in his pockets and he was looking at her the way he always did, like he was paying very close attention and trying not to show it. "You sacrificed a clean exit to do the right thing," she said. That matters to me. You went back and told the full truth when it would have been easier not to, he said. That matters to me. The wind moved between them. I still don't fully trust you, she said. I know, he said. I'm not asking you to. Then what are you asking? He was quiet for a moment. In the way that meant he was being careful with words, which she had learned meant he was being careful with her. Just don't disappear, he said. Whatever this is. Don't make it nothing. Zara looked at him for a long time. The city glittered behind him. The sky finally made up its mind and went full dark. I'm not making any promises tonight, she said. That's the most honest thing anyone's ever said to me, he said. She almost smiled. He almost did too. And for right now, with the wind picking up and Chicago spread out below like proof that complicated things could still be beautiful, that was enough. The end.